this story blew my mind because, like, obviously, the other thing I'm always harping on about, right? Sam says sex robots are going to get you. I say seagulls are going to get you. But hopefully, the one thing we can sort of agree with is technology 100% going to get you and is getting you. This story blew my mind. Like, even I didn't think we'd be where we are as quick as we got to. I've always been mega skeptical about, Siri and Alexa and who's the other one. It's like, I can't remember all their names. But anyway, the automated
Yahoo.
assistants, that, like, you're talking. I fucking hate it. My mates come over, right? And they sit in my chair, right? And they take the fucking Fire Stick and they push the button and go, like, get me this. And they talk into it. And that's all recorded, like. That's all recorded. That's influencing things that Amazon's going to recommend to me. That's going on a list of data that's being sold to some other cunt. And I wish they wouldn't do it. I've got all the PS5 muted and everything. You can't trust them. You're putting surveillance devices in your house. And everyone says, they all say the same thing, Richard. You've gone mad, Richard. You're mental. You've smoked too much bad granola. It's broke your brain, right? But lo and behold, this story from July, so last month at the time of recording this, Amazon had to admit that they had given footage from their, Ring cameras that you put, it's just called Ring. It's like a sort of automated remote monitoring doorbell.
Yeah.
So you can, like, let people in with parcels or see who's on your doorstep and all this stuff, and you don't even have to be in the house. They had been giving footage to the police without a warrant or even informing the people who'd installed it. That's mental, mate.
Yeah.
That is mental. You're installing, like, put it this way, at least with Siri, Siri's just selling my data to China or something. She's not going to grass me up for smoking a joint in my living room. Like, she's not going to, oh, Richard, what are you doing there? I don't know why she talks
Time
like that.
to change your habits.
Yeah, exactly. Richard, are you aware that is a Class B controlled substance? Yeah, I am.
Marijuana odor detected. Calling local federal police.
Yeah, calling constabulary. Hello, I'd like to report a weed smoking. It's ridiculous. Like, so, and this happened 11 times. 11 times they've done this too. And this only came out because a senator in America had asked them about it. So here it is. Ring, Amazon's perennial, and this was reported in The Intercept. We don't often feature The Intercept on here, but here we are. Ring, Amazon's perennially controversial and police-friendly surveillance subsidiary, has long defended its cozy relationship with law enforcement by pointing out that cops can only get access to a camera owner's recordings with their express permission or a court order. But in response to recent questions from Senator Ed Markey, the company stated that it had provided police with user footage 11 times this year alone without either of those criteria. Last month, Markey wrote to Amazon asking it to clarify Ring's ever-expanding relationship with American police, who've increasingly come to rely on the company's growing residential surveillance dragnet, and to commit to a raft of policy reforms. In a July response from Brian Hoosman, the Amazon Vice President of Public Policy. See how dystopian that is? Like, you're a shop, you're an online shop, and you have a Vice President of Public Policy. It just sounds so fucked up. Anyway, the company declined to permanently agree to any of the reforms, which included never accept financial contributions from police agencies, never allow immigration enforcement agencies to request Ring recordings, and never participate in police sting operations. So they won't even publicly commit to not being involved in setting you up, in trapping you. It's mental. So I thought it was bad enough when we did it on the previous show where the Amazon had recorded. Basically, there'd been a murder. Like, the dude had killed his wife, I think, and they asked for recordings.
These recordings, yeah.
Yeah, and they had them, like, arguing or something. And it's like, that's it recording in the background. They all said it didn't do that. And then you hear this noteworthy case where they do that, don't they, and you're just stuck with it. That's fucking, mate, I'm telling you. Have you got any of that shit in your game?
Nah. It's not even that, but it's just like it's fucking useless. What do you really need? Like, think of how easy people's lives are. You really can't open your phone to play music. Fuck up, but fucking get a grip. You know what I mean?
What my mate always complains about when he comes over and insists on using the voice activation is it takes too long to type for what you're looking for. I don't know.
Fucking hell, you can't. That's what I mean. But everyone needs it now. Can't spend 15 seconds typing in the name of the film you want. Like, fucking slow down. Slow down.
I know. Slow down, mate. Here's the thing. He'll be asking me to visit him in prison when they, use his like language to confess to a crime. You know what I mean? I did assassinate the prime minister or whatever, and then he goes down for it. You know what I mean? And like, oh, Richard, come and see me. No, fuck up. You shouldn't have done it. You did it yourself. Like, I know you're innocent, but you did do this to yourself. But by willingly participating in this,
Your Honor, he's innocent, but I'm not asked.
Here's the thing as well. Can you imagine? And this is what blows my mind. I wrote an article back in like 2010. I wrote a series of articles. It was back when I was like writing regularly, trying to actually be a writer before I gave up on my dreams. And I was right. I used to write these articles, and I did loads of them. And I was talking about like, because what set it off in my mind was I used to have this girlfriend, and I used to go around her gaff, sleep over, and she had work in the mornings, and I worked in esports, so time was a flat circle, And she lived in a mall. It was housing that was built into a mall, luxury apartments, like mega expensive. But in the mornings when she was getting up for work, I'd be like lying in bed, like trying to get a few extra in while she's, showering and making breakfast. And I just want to get a cup of coffee and bolt, But I could hear coming through like the window, like the mall opening, and it would be like, attention, residents, today's deals. And it was like passive advertising to the luxury residents of a mall house. Yeah, like what the fuck is this? Like,
That's
and then
Epcot Centre-ish, like.
Yeah,
you live where you work. You work where you live.
Oh, it's just Ballardian. It's High Rise. It's exactly what happened in fucking High Rise by Ballard. And I read an article around about the same time where in some countries in like South America and Latin America and Mexico, I think was another one. Amazon had these huge warehouses where they built cheap housing into the warehouse because they were like so remote. They just the work to do the amount of hours Amazon expected them to do. They had to build the housing in the warehouse. There was just no way to commute. So you are living in a house owned by your...
It's like old industry times, basically, like coal miner times.
Yeah. They used to do that shit. Where I grew up, I used to do voluntary work with the elderly. And how's this for a sick twist of fate? The old workhouse, and for those that know about Dickens, like fucking not Dickensian, but Victorian and early industrial 1900s Britain, the workhouse is like where kids like went to basically work in like looms, and there was no like child labor laws. Like basically, you just threw kids into the machinery, and they would just be in there like working because they were small. Their hands could get into the bits that other people couldn't do. They could do more fine work in. And the kids, like you just pay me, go have a Freddo, and just send them on their way. Like you know what I mean? So no work is right so nothing. And the old workhouse that was active, up to whenever the fuck, that was like the old people's home. So it spent its invention. Of like just wrecking kids, and then spent its later years wrecking the elderly. Well, man, it's horrible. It's fucking. I can't believe it's like you say. It's so regressive to like live in a property that's owned by your boss. How can I ever successfully win a work dispute then? As a what cards am I really holding?
Yeah, if you ever want to move job, you're probably gonna have to leave your house as well. So
yeah, exactly. You have to, and then where do I go? What if my family's in there? You know, it's mad. And so I was writing these articles.
You have been moved to another district.
Yeah, I was writing these articles about, like, you know, how eventually we'll have machinery installed in a house where it'll be like, it'll instantly communicate with like your landlord, you know, and be like, you are late with your rent, and it'll automatically lock you out, or like, you have had, you know, too many days off work, residency closed, and you just have to stay in a hotel. You know, cards that, like, if you're in a bar and you want to get a load on, you get, you know, you have had 8 drinks, no more, and it's just, you know, like we're really. You want less automation on your personal life, surely.
Yeah.
Bad enough they're taking all the cash away as well. It's going to be all just numbers on a page that the bank can just shut off on a hard drive. We're just marching into it. We all like, oh, this is. I don't have to type. You're killing us. Whatever. Fuck my friends. I'm doubling down now. I'm going to ban them. It's banned in my house now.
I let you off once before, but you still got the nerve to come back here and make trouble again. Eh?
And say, children, what does it all mean?